In this video, you are going to learn how to migrate WordPress website from cPanel to AWS step by step, each and everything. You might have a question why we will migrate from cPanel hosting to AWS. So let me tell you guys, if you care about speed, high scalability, Google page speed score, then you might need to remove cPanel hosting from your website. AWS is one of the fastest server available in the market. If you host your website on AWS, your page speed will be increased by 2 seconds. These are the big companies trusting to AWS for their server, for their hosting, and for their websites. So you might don't know all these companies, but you may know Netflix, Nokia, Samsung, Adobe, Toshiba. They are also trusting to AWS. So you can think how trustable AWS is. So in this video, we are going to learn these things. So first we'll start from EC2 instance. We will create an instance on AWS that will be preloaded with WordPress and MySQL database. Then we will connect our domain which I have already purchased from GoDaddy. So with the help of Route 53 is one of the AWS services. So we'll use Route 53 to connect our domain, GoDaddy domain with AWS EC2 instance. Then we will do PuTTY setup. So PuTTY will help us to execute command on EC2 instance. Then we will install SSL certificate in our EC2 instance. So every request will come on HTTP will be redirected to HTTPS and our site will be secure with the help of Let's Encrypt. If you have hosted your website on GoDaddy, then there you don't get SSL certificate for free. You need to pay, but in EC2 you'll get for free. Then we will copy all the file from cPanel hosting. We'll download in our local system, including database file. Then we will do FTP setup with EC2 instance so that we can transfer all the file which we have copied from cPanel to AWS EC2 instance. Then we will try to access PHP myadmin of EC2 instance locally. Normally PHP myadmin you cannot access locally or outside of the EC2 instance. That will be restricted only to local access. But we will access PHP myadmin. So for that we will create a tunnel between EC2 instance and our local machine. We will access PHP myadmin so that we can interact with MySQL database and we can upload our database file in MySQL database. Then finally, after doing all these steps, you will able to see your website. But when you will go to update any plugin or WordPress, then you will find some problem. You will see the permission denied, this type of errors. So we will give perfect permissions so that we can update plugin, WordPress. We will do all these things. So please watch this video till the very end to learn all these things step by step. Dreadspot.in. So this is the website currently hosted in cPanel. In this video, I will show you how we can migrate from cPanel to AWS. So hi guys, it's me Tariq Akhtar Ansari. In this video, I'm going to show you each and everything without losing a single image, a single data. It will work exactly. It is working on cPanel on AWS. So here I'm going to use EC2 instance for hosting. Okay, so the first and most important thing, you need one active account of AWS. So here I have one account. I'm going to log in with this account. Now, AWS offers many services. As of now, we are going to use compute service, and under the compute sections, we need EC2 instance. Okay, so click here on EC2. Now, click here running instance. We don't have any running instance, 0. Then click on launch instance. You can launch as many as instance you want, but as of now we want only one instance. Okay, then click on launch. Then click on AWS marketplace and search for WordPress. You will get lots of options, but the first one is the best one. You can go with this option. So here you just need to continue. Don't be worried about any charges. Just go down and click on continue. This instance is available on free tier. It means it will be free. Okay, you don't need to pay any charges for this. Just click on T2 micro, then click on next configure. Here only the changes you need to do. Click on auto assign public IP, enable it, and then click on next, add storage. Here you can increase your size, you can add additional volume, but I'm going with the default option. I'm not going to change anything. Just click on add tags. Here I'm not going to do anything. I'm just clicking on next, configure security group. Here make sure at least you're exposing 3 port, 22, 80 and 443. So these are the mandatory. If you want additional port, like if you are using any database, you want to expose their port number, you can, but at least these are the minimum requirement. You need to expose these 3 port. Okay. then only we can connect FTP, HTTP and HTTPS. Then click on review and launch and just check once and click on launch. Now here you need to generate a private key. So using this key, we can connect with our instance. If you're doing first time, then you need to generate a new key. You need to choose name here. Then you can download this key and make sure you keep this file very safe because this is private key and you can use this to connect with your instance. Okay. Now here you can see that I have downloaded prabhat.pam file. I'll use this to connect with my instance in future using Putty. As of now, just click on launch instance and it will take a little bit of time. Once you'll get this message, then click on view instance. Here you can see our instance is running, but still initializing process is not yet finished. So we need to keep patience to finish all this initializing process. Once it is finished, then we can go for next. Now here you can see our initializing process is finished. Now copy this IPv4 address, open a new tab and paste here. Now our WordPress application is launched, but we are accessing using IP address. Now go to admin side using /wp-admin. Now here our username will be user and password will be our instance. We will get that password from our instance log. Just select instance and click on action. Go to system setting and get system log. Then scroll down. You will find password in this log. So here you can see our password is here. Okay. Just copy this password. Copy. Now paste here. Click on login. Now you can see we have successfully launched our WordPress application. Now we need DNS management system so that we can connect EC2 instance with domain name. AWS provide one more service, Route 53. Using that we can connect a domain name with EC2 instance. So we can search here Route 53. Click this one. Now create hosted zone. Click here. We have other option as well, but DNS management under this, click here, create hosted zone. Now here you need to give your domain name. So in my case, my domain name is dreadbots.in. Paste here. Now description is optional, so I'm leaving it default. Now make sure you have checked public hosted zone, then click on create hosted zone. Now we need to define record. So click here, create record. Now choose here simple routing. Click on next. Then click on define simple record. We will define two record, A record and CNAME. So first column, leave it as blank. Then choose here first option, IP address or another value depending on the record type. Choose this option. Okay. Then paste the IP address here of your instance. So here this is my IP address of the instance. So I'm copying here. Now paste here. Now make sure you have selected A record type. Then click on define simple record. Okay. Now we need one more record. This time we need record type CNAME. Now enter here www and select here first option IP address. Okay. Then this time paste your domain name. Okay. That's it. Remove white spaces and then click on define simple record. Click on create records. That's it. Now here you can see, just let me clear all this so we can see more spaces. So now here you can see we have NS namespaces. So we need to copy this namespace from here to our domain name provider. So in my case, my domain name provider is GoDaddy. So go to your domain name, my domains, go to DNS management, manage DNS. So here we need to update the name server of AWS. So we need to change this name server with AWS name server. So click on change and update one by one all the name server of AWS. Okay, make sure. Sure, you don't copy dot at the end. So just copy the name. So here I'm pasting the second. So one by one, I'll copy all the name here. Then click on save. It will ask for confirmation. Just check the yes and click on continue button. Now we need to keep patience. It will take 4 to 6 hours to update your domain name. So I have waited for 6 hours. Then I come back. Now you can see my domain name is updated. So at least you need to wait for 6 hours, okay, to update your domain name. Otherwise, you will see your domain name will not be get updated. Now the next thing is we are going to remove this logo from here first. Then we will update HTTPS. We'll make our site secure. So click on logo itself. Then scroll down. You will find here disable the page. Click here. Now here you will get the command to disable that logo. Okay, copy this command. So here I'm going to save this command in our notepad first. Then you will get the second command to restart the server. Okay, paste here. Now here you can see in the first command app name, you need to replace this app name with your app. So in my case, my app name is WordPress. Okay. For executing command in your instance, you need a PuTTY software. Using that, you can connect to your EC2 instance and then you can execute command in PuTTY. Okay. So it's very easy. You can do just couple of next, then you can install PuTTY. We have installed PuTTY successfully. PuTTY comes with PuTTYGen. This software is used to convert .pam file into .ppk file. So we use ppk file to connect PuTTY with EC2 instance. Okay. First load your ppk file wherever you have download. So in my case, my download file is inside F drive, Tariq folder, then new folder. So here I'll select my PAM file. First you need to change here all types, then select your PAM file. So in my case prabhat.pam, then it will ask OK, then click on save private key, then click on yes. Now you need to save this file in any location. So I'm saving this file in document with the same name prabhat.ppk. You can see here prabhat.pam. So here I'm converting this to prabhat.ppk. So just write Prabhat there, automatically it will save in .ppk format. For your confirmations, you can check directly in physical location. Here you can see that prabhat.ppk file is generated. Okay, now we can open PuTTY software. This time we need to open PuTTY. Now here we need to do couple of things. First, here you can copy this IP address of your instance, paste here, give a name to this connection. So here I'm giving Dreadbots. So it will be easy to recall next time. Then click on save. Here you can see Dreadbots. Now we need to do more things. We will click on, we need to do the SSH connection. For that, we will use auth, data, and tunnel. Okay, we'll do the three things. So first click on auth. Here load your ppk file which we have just generated. That's it. Then click on data, pass here your username. So our username is Bitnami because we have created Bitnami instance. Maybe it could be Ubuntu and other name as well. But in my case, it is Bitnami. Okay. Click on tunnel. So tunnel, what does it? Create a tunnel between EC2 instance and our local. So here I'm going to connect EC2 instance local 80 port number with our port 888. So we can access localhost 888. So it will access EC2 instance local port as well. Okay, just click on Dreadbots and click on save. So it will save all the settings. Then click on open. Okay, so we have, it will ask for yes, just do the yes. So we have connected PuTTY with our instance and we have also created tunnel. Now we are ready to execute commands in our EC2 instance terminal. First do ls, you will find apps folder. Just go to app folder, cd apps. Now here do ls. Here you can see that our application name is WordPress. So the command which we have copied for removing logo from our applications, this one. Now here replace the app name with our app's name. Now copy this whole command from here and execute in our EC2 instance terminal. Hit enter. Executed successfully. Now let's check first our application logo removed or not. So it's removed. We don't need to restart app server. Now the next thing we need to make it secure. HTTPS. For making HTTP secure, we need to execute this command. Don't be worried, I'll give this command in my descriptions. You can copy from there. When you will execute this command, it will ask few questions. You need to answer one by one. The first thing it will ask for domain list. Here you need to add your all domain name. In my case, my domain name is dreadbots.in. So we can add dreadbots.in, www.dreadbots.in, and in this way we can provide the list of domain. But I will show how we can do that. So here let me add my domain first, dreadspot.in. That's it, I'm doing. When I hit enter, it will ask the following domain were not included, www.dreadspot.in. Do you want to add them? Yes. Enable HTTP to HTTPS redirection. Yes. So it will redirect all HTTP call to HTTPS. Enable none www to www redirection. Here I'll do no. Now again it's asking enable www to non www redirection. Again I'll do no. Whether they will type www or non www doesn't matter for me. Do you agree to their changes? Do yes here. Now here you just need to enter your email address. So here I'm just giving info@dreadspot.in. Do you agree? Let's encrypt. Yes. It's take little bit of time. Now hit enter to continue. So we have almost done. Now we can check. In Chrome you may can't see the reflection immediately because it do caching. So first we will open incognito mode where we will check. Here type dreadbots.in and see. So now here you can see that our site is secure. You can see the lock icon here. Now in our Chrome, just close the existing tab and open a new tab to see the reflection. Now here you can see that our site is secure. Now we can go to the admin panel as well, /wp admin. Username is user and password we can get from our system log. So this is my password, paste here. Now here you can see everything is working fine. The only thing is left FTP setup so that we can transfer file to server. We can download from there. For FTP, I'm going to use a software FileZilla. I have already downloaded and installed. If you haven't, I have given the link in the description so you can check out. Now click here on File menu, click on Site Manager, then click here New Site. Now here you need to paste your IP address of your EC2 instance. Copy this IP address from here, paste here. Port 22 we will use and protocol we are going to use SFTP. Now login type will be key file. Okay, here give username Bitnami and choose your .ppk file. Browse here. Okay, just click on connect. Now you can see we have connected successfully. Go to inside apps folder. Go to inside WordPress folder. Now here you will find htdocs. Go to inside htdocs. So these are the default files. Now we will copy our file from cPanel and upload here. Now first of all go to your cPanel of hosting provider. Whether you are using GoDaddy, BigRock, any hosting provider, similar kind of cPanel you will find. Now the first thing we are going to copy database file first. So for that we need to go to phpMyAdmin first. Now here you can see dreadspot underscore WP30. This is our database. So we will copy all these tables. So click on export, then click on go button. So we have successfully imported our database. Now the second thing, click on file manager. Go to inside public HTML folder, then select all these files. For selecting, click on select all, then right click and you will find compress option. Here select .zip option and click on compress. So all the file will be compressed on zip format. Here you can change your name of zip file. So here I'm going to change this name to data. Then click on compress. It will take little bit of time. Now once done, you will find data.zip file inside public HTML folder. So you can see the size of this file is 341 MB. Now you can download this file from here. Right click, then click on download. So our download is complete. You can see data.zip file and redsbot_wp.sql file. So we have data and .sql file in my local machine. So now we have already connected FileZilla with our EC2 instance. So we need to delete all this existing file. We will upload our own file. Okay. So when you will delete, it will take little bit of time. So before deleting, let me upload our database first. So if you remember when we did the PuTTY connections, we talk about tunnels. So let me first load our setting. We have already saved our setting Redspot. Load, go to tunnels. Here you can see localhost 80 connected with 80888 port number. So EC2 instance port number 80 is connected with our port number 888. Okay. So we can access the same thing using localhost colon 888. Sorry, 48. Okay. Localhost colon 48. So it will access EC2 instance local because we have done tunnel settings. Okay. So it is same as redsbot.in. We are accessing localhost colon 48. Now in the similar way we can access php myadmin. So it is accessing similar as it's accessing in local. Okay. So our username will be root and password we can get from system log. So we have already pasted here. So just copy this password from here and paste here. Now you can see our EC2 PHP myadmin panel. So here we need to create a new database. Keep new database name same as it was in cPanel. Otherwise, you are going to get some error. Now click on new. Give data name dreadsbot_wp30 same as it was. Then click on import. Choose file and select your .sql file which we have downloaded from cPanel. Then click on open. Then click on go. Now you can see we have imported successfully all the tables. Now the second step, we need to import data. So first of all, we need to extract data.zip file here. So we have extracted successfully. Now this is the data folder. So these are the files. Open wp-config.php file in Notepad or Notepad++, and we need to change these informations. So here your database name will be, so in my case my database name is redsbot_wp30, username is root, and you will get password from system log. So you need to change these three fields, right, according to your information. Then save this file and cut the editor. So now we are ready to upload all this file in our EC2 instance. So open your FileZilla software. We have already connected with EC2 instance. So we need to delete all this default file which is available in our EC2 instance. So if you will delete with the help of FileZilla, it will take little bit of time. But we have one more options because we have already connected our putty with EC2 instance, so we can go to directly inside the folder and we can execute command rm-rf and either one by one each folder, or we can delete all the folders at a time. But second one is the recommended one, but make sure before executing any command you should be inside WordPress/htdocs folder, otherwise you will delete other folders, right? If you will execute rm-rf, let me give you an example. I want to delete WP content, but here you will see permission denied because we need to start with sudo, then only it will delete. Now do ls, you can see only we have two folder, admin and WP includes. So we can also delete this too. rm-rf WP includes. So we have deleted all the files. So if you will go to FileZilla, here you can see some errors because FileZilla is trying to delete file which we have already deleted from our command. So FileZilla is getting some errors, right? So we need to reconnect FileZilla one more time with our EC2 instance. So let me stop first. So go to File, File Manager, click on New Site, click on Connect. It will ask for establish connections, refresh connections. Okay. So now just go to App Folders inside WordPress. Go to htdocs folder. Here you can see our file is empty. Now we need to select file which we have already extracted in our local machine. Now we have extracted our file which is inside data folder. We need to copy each file and folder which is available inside data. So here you can see all the files and folder. Just select all, Control A. Now drag and drop in right hand side. Now you can see FileZilla started uploading all the files. So we have 8,900 around files. So it will take around hours, 1 hour to 1.5 hours to upload all these files. So you need to keep patience. Once it is uploaded, we'll be back. So almost we are successfully uploaded are all the files. So go to your domain name. In my case, dreadspot.in. Now here you can see we have successfully migrated our existing cPanel WordPress website to EC2 instance of WordPress. Now you can go to your dashboard/WP admin, and this time your username and password will be your old username and password because we have successfully migrated each and everything. So here I'm using my old username which I was using in cPanel hosting, and the same password I was using on cPanel. I'm typing here. Just click on login. Now here you can see we logged into our dashboard successfully. But when you will go to update your WordPress, when you will click to update now, you will find this type of UI. Okay, it will ask for host name, FTP, username, and password. So this is happening because we don't have the right permission. For that, we need to execute some commands here. Apache CTL hyphen capital S. So here you can see, I'll give this command in the descriptions. Here you can see our username and group name is Demon. Okay. So we need to execute a command. Let me show you first. Just copy this line. You can search in Google. You will find the command. Okay. So here I found a command. So this is the command. But here you can see their username and group username is Apache. But in my case, my username and group username is Demon. So we need to change this Apache to Demon. Group name also to Demon. So this is the command we need to execute, and here also we need to give the path of our directory. So in my case our directory is, let's go inside there, go outside, one more. Now execute here, give WordPress / and give permission to this folder. Okay, that's it. So we have given all permission to WordPress folder, user and group as well. Now we can go back to our dashboard, refresh this page. Now once again click update now. Now you can see WordPress updated successfully. It will ask to update database. Click on update WordPress database. Click on continue. So almost we have updated successfully. So these are the things we need to keep in mind. And thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you have understand how you can migrate your website from existing cPanel to WordPress. So hope you enjoyed this video and you have learned a lot of things. So please support me and subscribe my channel